Hello, everybody. This is Robert, RJO Network, presenting you another edition of Marvel Champions. For those of you who just came over from ID Jester and his nice little matchup between Iron Man and Taskmaster, we're going back to the Green Goblin scenario pack. We're going to do She-Hulk versus the Green Goblin. We already had the Green Goblin get beaten by Black Panther in Risky Business. The Mutagen formula is the second scenario in that pack. And actually, I think that's the tougher scenario, as a matter of fact. And so Black Panther did his job. So now it's up to She-Hulk. She-Hulk is the last starting hero from the core set. So we'll go ahead and get started here. She can be powerful. But Green Goblin, though, is a pain in the butt, especially the Mutagen formula setup. So Green Goblin gets set up here. Here we will set up Mutagen, all that. And he can get a lot of attachments, so I actually like going ahead and putting an extra one there. You see that? Yeah, pretty well. Well enough where you could see it somehow. Don't really have the space. Good to see you, Philip Reynolds. I sent you an email. I guess you wanted me to send you an email, let me know what was that? You looked at laser printers tonight at Staples. That's cool. You wanted me to send you an email, so I did. So you wanted to tell me something, so I sent you an email. I guess you'll email me back when you get an opportunity. All right, so we do Unleashing the Mutagen here. And set up, put a Goblin Thrall minion into play, engage with one each player, and shuffle the encounter deck and advance to stage 1B. So I got to find a Goblin Thrall here, right there. And now we will shuffle. I've already beaten him with She-Hulk offline. I got to practice. We're using She-Hulk's starter deck from the core set, which is the aggression aspect. I'm a little surprised she doesn't get the justice because She-Hulk can do a lot of damage on her own. But then again, this actually does work against Green Goblin's Mutagen formula because he is pretty minion heavy. And he actually is kind of minion heavy. So try to give me as much room as possible here. Okay, so he starts with 16. She starts with 15. Goblin Thrall. She-Hulk. She starts as Jennifer Walters. She has I object. When threat will be placed on a scheme, prevent one of that threat, limit once per round. And she can start, she can really start with anywhere, as a matter of fact. So this is the final hero from the core set. Then we move on to the continuation of the Wave 1 heroes from the Marvel Champions rule, which is Captain America, Thor, Ms. Marvel, and I won't forget who it was after that. But we'll get to them. All right, so Jennifer Walters starts with 6. So let's see how we do in this one here. Helicarrier, Avengers Mansion, Hellcat, Nick Fury, and Superhuman Law Division. Boy, that is really heavy. Nick Fury actually is not a bad way to start. Superhuman Law Division as a support. And remove 2 threat from the scheme. That actually could be useful. Legal practice. We don't really need that much, but that's got high. Even not Avengers Mansion. Actually, I do need Avengers Mansion. She needs cards. So I'm going to dump Helicarrier and that. And we'll see how we do here. Good to see you there, ID Jester and Jeremy Brooks. And now we get Strength and Ground Stomp. That's actually pretty good. Okay. So we'll play a little Marvel Champions here. She-Hulk against the Green Goblin. And this is the Mutagen Formula 1. And Unleashing the Mutagen actually starts with 2 threat on it. And so we got a Goblin Thrall in there, which is a guard. Okay, so I guess we begin here. So let's see what we do. So Jennifer Walters, she'll flip automatically. And when she flips, the thing about She-Hulk, when she flips, every time she flips, after you change this form, deal 2 damage to an enemy. And she's going to actually do the damage to Grand Goblin. Now, even though Goblin Thrall is guard, that is deal 2 damage to an enemy response. That is not an attack, so that does bypass guard. So that is 14. That's deal, not attack. Now, in order to, because it says while this means engage with the villain cannot attack the villain. But after you change the form, deal 2 damage to an enemy. Now she can attack and get rid of him. Okay. And we are going to go ahead and use strength, ground stop, and legal practice to put down Nick Fury. And Nick Fury is going to draw 3 cards. Getting a split form out, Supreme Strength, and Gamma Slam. Gamma Slam is a finishing move. So now what we do is with Nick Fury, he is going to thwart for 2. Getting that down. And he'll take a threat. Now we're going to go ahead and use Split Personality, Supreme Strength, Supreme Law Division, Gamma Slam to put out Avengers Mansion, which does allow us to draw a card. Getting Relentless Assault, that's good. And we will start there. So I think that's a good starting move. Ready the cards. Her hand size is only a 4, so getting Avengers Mansion is actually very important. So get energy, chase them down, and Tigra. Okay, so. All right. Unleashing Mutagen, that's a threat. Green Goblin attacks for 2, but after the force response for Green Goblin says after Green Goblin attacks and damages you, you place 1 threat on the main scheme. So he's always scheming when he attacks. This Green Goblin here is actually tough. His attack is a 2. Of course, Nick will defend. Attack is a 2 plus 1 is a 3. And Nick will go bye-bye. We will now get an encounter card, and it's Assault. And the villain attacks you. Okay, great. So he will attack for 2. And she's going to take it. Attack for 2. And put Goblin Soldier into play with you. So that she brings her down to 13. That does 2 damage. So that goes a threat on the scheme. And now we have a Goblin Soldier in front of us. Isn't that wonderful? Okay. So Green Goblin's already down to 14 on the first stage. And now we'll see what she does. Avengers Mansion, draw a card, getting combat training. We're going to use energy. And we're going to play Relentless Assault, deal 5 damage to a minion. If you pay for this card using a physical resource, his attack gains overkill. It does not. It was an energy. But that gets rid of the Goblin Soldier. When defeated, deal 1 damage to the engaged player. So she goes to 12. But then we're going to go ahead and we're going to play Chase Them Down. After a hero attacks and defeats an enemy, remove 2 threat from the scheme. We have combat training and Tigra. I'm going to get rid of combat training. I'm going to keep Tigra. We'll maybe need her. Ready the cards. Oh, and she attacks for 3. 1, 2, 3. She didn't attack. We will attack now. Bring it down to 11. And now we'll ready her. Okay. Her hand size is a 4. Attack team and 2 uppercuts. A little bit heavy on the attack, but oh well. Okay. So, threat on the scheme. Green Goblin attacks for 2. She's going to take it. So 2 plus 0. So he only does 2 points. Another threat on the scheme. Encounter card. Wicked Ambitions. Discard X cards from the encounter deck where X is equal to double the villain's stage number. Each time a Goblin minion is discarded this way, choose to either take 3 damage or put that minion into play, engage with you. So you discard X cards in your counter deck, where X is equal to double this villain's stage number. Well, his stage is 1, so we got to discard 2 cards. Nothing there. And nothing there. So nothing, we get nothing there. So each time a Goblin minion is discarded this way, choose to either take 3 damage or put that minion to play with you. No Goblin minion was hurt, so that was pretty good. So he doesn't do much. Yeah, She-Hulk is fun. They all are really, Kirk. Every hero is different. Every hero is different. They all have their funkiness. They really do. And this is the starter deck. I could put together a She-Hulk and probably have Green Goblin dead in no time. But this is the starter deck. All right, so She-Hulk's turn. Then draw a card. Getting Focused Rage. And that's actually not bad. That's actually not bad. Well, let's see what we're going to do here. She-Hulk is going to... Well... we are going to tag team uppercut and uppercut to bring out Tigra. Tigra is going to attack, is going to... you know what? We're going to thwart. We're going to thwart for 1 each. Bring him down, bring that to 0. And we're going to keep Focused Rage. And we're going to flip. So I can get some cards here. So, because right now the scheme is not the problem at the moment. So that'll ready it. And she gets 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Genius, 1-2 punch, 1-2 punch, power of aggression, and chase them down. Okay. All right. So, threat goes on the scheme. However, Jennifer Walters has I object. When threat would be placed on a scheme, prevent one of that threat. So no threat will go on the scheme, straight from the actual scheming. Okay. And he will scheme. So he schemes for 1 plus, ouch, 2 plus 3. So 3 goes on there. And we have a boost card. After this activation, it's a Goblin Knight, but it says after this activation ends, shuffle this card into the encounter deck. So this activation does end. So Goblin Knight goes into the counter, goes back into the encounter deck. Which means Goblin Knight is always available. Okay. All right, so we schemed for a total of 3. Counter card. And of course, I should make a rule that until half the deck is discarded, of the counter deck is discarded, Shadow of the Past gets put right in. So here comes Titania. And that brings up the personal challenge, and these 3 now get shuffled in there. Of course, Shadow of the Past shows up. And she is a bear. All right. And personal challenge has 4 threat on it. 1 reveal plus 1 additional threat on the main scheme, and I can't touch unleashing the mutagen. All right. Well, let's see what happens here. So, and I wanted to recover, but I can't. So all right. First things first. So, the World Avengers Mansion, drawing a card, getting Hulk. That actually helps. She is going to flip, which does 2 damage to an enemy, which will do 2 damage to her. We're going to use Genius to bring out Hulk. Hulk will do 3 damage to her. Attack for 3 damage. And we draw a card, and it's a mental resource. He's discarded. Tiger will attack for 2, getting rid of her. And she does not, and anytime a Tiger attacks and defeats a minion, heal 1 damage, so she does not take any damage. So Titania's already kicked out. Okay. Then we're going to play Chase Them Down. After a hero attacks and defeats an enemy, remove 2 threat from the scheme. So that'll take that down to 1. Well, actually, wait a minute. That's after your hero attacks. It doesn't say ally. It might not work for that. You know what? We're going to take that back. I'm going to try to play it right because I think it says hero, not ally. So let's see what we do here. I got to get that personal challenge scheme out of here. Let's see. I used energy for Hulk, right? That's be a mistake. I'm going to change that back. We use the power of aggression instead because that counts as 2. So I actually get energy. I get genius back because the power of aggression doubles the number of resources the card generates for an aggression red card, and he is. So that's 2 resources. That'll do that instead. That makes more sense. I can't do anything about the scheme at the moment. So what we're going to do is we're going to attack for 3, bringing him down to 8. And then we're going to use play Chase Them Down instead for 1-2 punch. After you make a basic attack using your attack, ready She-Hulk. She will attack again for 3. 1, 2, 3, bringing him down to 5. And then we're going to play. I wanted to keep focused rage. I think I'm going to put down genius and 1-2 punch to put down focused rage because she can take 1 damage, but she can draw a card. And I think that's really all I can do here. And I'm not going to draw. I'm not going to use that at the moment. So I think we did okay in that situation. So, well, that'll end the turn. And she gets 4. Getting emergency, Mockingbird, tack team, and first aid. That's not bad. Okay. His turn. Threat goes on the scheme. He will attack. Tiger defends. So he does 2 plus 0. And she's gone. And now we get an encounter card. And it's Titania's Fury. Titania attacks your hero. If Titania did not attack, heal all damage from Titania. And this card gains Surge. So if Titania did not attack, heal all damage from Titania. And this card gains Surge. Okay, well, she's not even in the board. So this card gains Surge. So we get another Titania's Fury. Again, that goes Surge. And now we have the Goblin Glider. So now that's attached to him. So now he's attached to the Goblin Glider. So that really isn't that bad. That is not that bad. This card gains Surge. Well, Titania's healed, but doesn't say put her back into play. So. Okay, so we now go back to She-Hulk. It's her turn. Avengers Mansion. Draw a card, getting 1-2 punch. Focus Rage. She takes a damage. She draws a card. Getting Legal Practice. That's good. That's what we need, I think. Legal Practice. So, what do we want to do here? Let's see. We're going to play. We're going to play Emergency. I don't want to do this. I got to get the threat down. So as much as I want to attack him, it's not the right thing to do here. So play Emergency, Attack Team, And the 1-2 punch. And we'll put out Mockingbird, which actually helps. So Mockingbird comes out. She will stun him. Stuns him. And Mockingbird will... Mockingbird is going to thwart for 1. Take that down. Take that down. And she is going to flip over. Of course, he might scheme out. He could scheme out. Because I gotta take care of that stupid. I gotta take care of this personal challenge first. We're gonna thwart for 1, taking that down. She will then flip. Then she's going to play legal practice, alter ego action. Choose and discard up to 5 cards from your hand. That's from your hand. From your hand, remove 1 threat from a scheme for each card discarded this way. So I don't know if that includes the card. I don't know if it includes this card. Up to 5 cards from your hand. I don't know if that includes this card itself. I don't think it does. So get that. Go down to show that. We'll get this down to 1. And I think that's going to end the turn. So he may scheme out the next level, but we'll see what happens here. Maybe I shouldn't have flipped because he's stunned. I didn't read this card right. I thought it was the card from the deck, not from the hand. I just kind of screwed that up. All right, you know what? Keep it as is. So ready her. And she gets 6 for 5. Count card. Okay. And 6. We get Ground Stomp, Combat Training, Haymaker, Relentless Assault, Focus Rage, and Tiger's back. Okay. All right. Okay, threat goes on the scheme, but she will object. So when threat be placed on a scheme, prevent 1 of that threat. So no threat will go there. He does get the scheme, though. So he schemes for 1 plus 1 is 2. So now there's 6 on here. Now we got to deal with 2 encounter cards. So as long as he doesn't get the villain schemes, we could be all right. Okay, so encounter card number 1, Death from Above. Reveal Green Goblin schemes. There you go. Green Goblin schemes with X, where X is equal to the villain's stage number plus X. So I forgot about that card. So when revealed, Green Goblin schemes with plus X. So it's 1 with schemes with plus 2. Okay, so where it equals X to the villain's stage number. Well, that's good enough. That's going to scheme out. So now we got to go to the next level here. When completed in player order, each player not engaged with a Goblin minion must discard 3 cards from the encounter deck and put the first Goblin minion they discarded this way into play, engage with them. So it's the first Goblin minion. So now we have to discard 3 cards from the encounter deck. No. We get lucky. Wow. No minions. No minions. Now we go to level 2. So advanced to stage 2B. No minions. Got lucky. A Mutagen Cloud, though, starts with 4. X is equal to the number of Goblin enemies, including Green Goblin in play. So it starts with 5. No minions. Got lucky on that one. All right. Now the second encounter card, and that is Hysteria. Hysteria attached to Green Goblin. When Green Goblin schemes or attacks, give him one additional boost card for that activation. Youch! He's really powerful. And now we got some issues. But that's not bad because no minions out there. So let's see what we do. All right, so her turn. And we're going to go ahead and we are going to. Do I want to recover? Yes, we're going to recover for 5. So that brings her up back to 14. We'll recover. Avengers Mansion, drawing a card, getting emergency. Focused Rage. Well, that's actually hero action, so we'll go ahead and do the hero. So we'll flip her. She flips, deal 2 damage to an enemy. So Green Goblin's now down to 3. Mockingbird will thwart for 1, which will get rid of that card. Now she'll play Focus Rage. She'll take a damage, draw a card, getting Tack Team. Take care there, Philip. Okay, so we have some ideas. I can knock Green Goblin into stage 2 with ease. Question is, do I want to do that? You know what? Yeah, I think I do. I think I do here. We got things I can do here. But you know what? Let's be smart. We're gonna play. I already got 1 Focused Rage. Combat Training, Haymaker, and Ground Stop to put out the Tack Team. Put out the Tack Team. That'll help us a little bit with minions. He gets 3 attack counters. 3 attack counters. Remove 1 attack counter. And deal 2 damage to an enemy. So now he's down to 1. Then we're going to go ahead and play Emergency, Focused Rage, and Relentless Assault to put out Tigra. She'll thwart for 1. And I think that's pretty good. All right. So ready the cards. Ready our cards. We get 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. I know that's why. I know prepared for 2 encounter cards. That's why I did not knock them into next week. Tack Team, chase them down, Relentless Assault, and Energy. That's why I did not. That's why I did not do it. I'm not ready to move him into the next stage. Okay, so gets a threat. He is stunned. He cannot attack. So we go straight to the encounter card, and it is I See You. Green Goblin attacks you. If you're in alter ego form, do not give the villain a boost card for this activation. Of course. Green Goblin attacks you. If you're in alter ego form, do not give the villain a boost card for this activation. Well, he does attack, but lucky for me, I have allies. So he does attack, and it's going to be Mockingbird that will defend. So he does 2. Plus 1 is 3. And when Goblin brings the scouts, give him an additional boost card for this activation, which we will. So 1, so 2, 3, 5, 6. Well, she's gone anyway. And that retires the side, and that basically retires his side. So that's not bad. We got things I got to do here, I see. All right. Okay. All right, it's her turn. We got to do some thwarting. Got to do some thwarting, I think. So what do we do here? What do we do? Well, first we do Avengers Mansion, draw a card. We get uppercut, deal 5 damage. So focus rage. So take a damage, draw another card, getting Hellcat. We're going to go ahead and use energy and uppercut to put out Hellcat. She will thwart for 2. She will thwart for 2. I'm going to use 2 energy resources to get rid of the glider. And Tigra will thwart for 1. Bringing that down to 2. She-Hulk will thwart for 1. Getting that down to 1. And I'm not going to do any damage to him, but I am going to flip over and end the turn. And end the turn. And she gets 5, 1, 3, 4, 5. Hulk, legal practice, ground stomp, strength, and helicarrier. Okay. All right. Okay, so his turn. Threat goes on the scheme. She'll object to that, so he just gets the scheme. So he schemes for 1, and we're still using the Hysteria. So when Green Goblin schemes or attacks, give him 1 additional boost card. So he schemes for 1 plus 0. Put Goblin Thrall into play with you. And that's it. So we only scheme for 1. So only schemes for 1. So Green Goblin, we got lucky on that one. And now we get the all-important encounter card. All-important encounter card, and it is Intimidation. When revealed, choose to either spend 2 resources of any type or give the villain 1 face-down boost card. I'll give him the face-down boost card. All right. We're not doing too bad here. Now, the only thing about it, once Jennifer Walters can do 2 damage, I'm really waiting for a certain card before I go right at Green Goblin. So, all right. But actually, we're not doing too bad here. We really are not doing too bad. The Mutagen Cloud, we are in the second stage, but it's only at 2, and Green Goblin only has 1 hit point left in the first stage. I'm just waiting what I want to do for the for it. So, first things first, Avengers Mansion, drawing a card, getting the power of aggression. And let's see. Jennifer Walters is going to flip. Does 2 damage to an enemy, which is going to be the Goblin Thrall in this case. And then Tigra will attack for 2 And after Tiger attacks and defeats a minion, heal 1 damage from her. So she does not take any damage. So that knocks him out. So she's still around. Hellcat is going to thwart for 2. Bring that down to 0. Focus Rage, Exhaust, she takes a damage. Getting an extra card. Getting Chase Them Down. And now we're going to go ahead. We're going to try to get the encounter. Now we're going to try to send them into the next stage here. I really want Gamma Slam, but I think I have enough damage that can deal with it. So right now I got a real good opportunity to do something here. Tac Team is going to attack for 1, which will deal 2 damage to him, which will knock him down into stage 2. Deal 2 encounter cards to each player. So now there's 2 encounter cards waiting. And he is at 18. The 2 damage does not overkill. It's 1. You can only do 2 damage. It's not 2 damage, and then you give him another damage. It doesn't work that way. Okay. She-Hulk is going to attack for 3, getting him down to 15. We're going to use the Power of Aggression to bring out Hulk. Hulk will attack for 3, bringing him down to 12. Draws a card, and that's good. That's a physical resource. Deal 2 damage to an enemy, and he does 2 more, down to 10. We're going to play Chase Them Down, Ground Stomp, and Chase Them Down to put out the Helicarrier. Now we got a nice engine here. Have a nice engine. And he's down to 10. But I got plenty of help here to help me to avoid him. We got 2. We're going to have encounter cards to deal with, but we'll see what happens. I have legal practice in case I need to do something. And I got strength. So that is going to end the turn. And having Helicarrier helps also. So she only gets 2 cards, which is 1-2 Punch and Genius. That could be enough. But now it all depends and sees what happens in this round here. Okay. Can we finish him off this turn? Green Goblin, stage 2, She-Hulk, kicking ass and taking names, as she usually would. So let's see. So Green Goblin will, okay, so first threat goes on the scheme. He will attack. He will attack for 2. Hulk is going to defend. So he attacks for 2. Gets a face-down boost card. When Green Goblin schemes or attack, give him 1 additional boost card. So he has 3 boost cards to deal with Hulk, which in a way, kind of thing of anything, hopefully something bad here goes away. So he does 2 and 3 boost cards. First boost card, put Goblin Soldier into play, engage with you. Okay. So he's in there now. Okay. So he still only does 2. He's only done 2 damage so far. Next boost card is that for 3. And the final boost card is 3 for 6. So Hulk is gone. Hulk is gone. Now we have, again, an encounter card. So we have 3 encounter cards now to deal with. We thought about doing a 2-hero game at all. It takes up more space, get a lot of interaction with the heroes, which makes it a different game. I agree. I do sometimes play 2-handed on my bed. I do not have the room on this desk to play 2-handed. Yes, 2-handed would be blast. 2-handed would be a blast. It really would be. Where 2-handed is fun. I've done 2-handed. I just can't do it here. So 3 encounter cards. So here is the question. We already have a Goblin Soldier, so let's see. Can she make it? First encounter card, caught off guard. Discard an upgrade or support your control. If no cards were discarded this way, this card gains surge. Believe it or not, believe it or not, I'm gonna let. Ooh, what do I want to get rid of here? Do I want to get rid of the helicarrier, or do I want to, tack team? I got to do damage, so I'm going to let helicarrier go. Second encounter card is monster. When revealed, you are stunned. That sucked. If you're already stunned, take 2 damage. Oh, that stunk. And the third encounter card is a Goblin Thrall, which of course is a guard. All right. So I got a Goblin Soldier, a Monster, a Goblin Thrall. I think I can still do this. Even though she's stunned. All right. So now it's her turn. I'm not worried about threat. I don't have to worry about these guys. I just got to get rid of the Goblin Thrall. Then I can go right after Green Goblin. So let's see what we can do here. First of all, Avengers Mansion. Drawing a card, getting split personality. Then we will still do Focused Rage. She'll take a damage. Draw another card. Getting Superhuman Strength. Let's see. Attack team will attack for 2 on the Goblin Thrall, doing 2 damage to him. Hellcat will attack for 1, getting him out of there. She's gone, though. I think I have him. I might have him. Maybe. I think so. She-Hulk has to attack, which removes stunned. We're going to use Genius for Superhuman Strength. She-Hulk gets +2. And then we're going to go ahead and use Split Personality, for Split Personality to play 1-2 punch after you make your basic attack using your attack. Ready She-Hulk. So that readies her. She's going to do attack for 5, bringing him down to 5. Tigra is going to attack for 2. Or do I want to attack or do I want to save her just in case? He's down to 5. She's going to flip. After She-Hulk attacks, discard. He puts Superhuman Strength and stun the attacked enemy. Oh, that's right. So after She-Hulk attacks, discard Superhuman Strength and stun the attacked enemy. She doesn't have to flip. He's stunned. He doesn't have to flip. Because Superhuman Strength, She-Hulk gets +2 attack. After She-Hulk attacks, discard Superhuman Strength, stun the attacked enemy. And he hit her. He's down to 5. He is now stunned. So I don't have to flip. She could take the damage from these schmucks here. And she doesn't have to flip. Unless he gets to attack again. But Tiger can defend. I could still flip if I want, though, and risk scheming out, because he still has hysteria. Thought I had him this time. That guard screwed everything up. The guard killed everything. The Goblin Thrall prevented me from killing him. We're gonna ready the cards. And I'm gonna keep legal practice, keep strength, draw 2 more, getting Superhuman Law Division and the 1-2 punch. All right. Okay. Let's see if we can. I probably could have finished him off, but I couldn't figure out. Sometimes the one thing about playing Marvel Champions is about combos, too. You got to get the right combos. Okay, so he gets a threat. He cannot attack. He's stunned. He attacks for 3, though. And she's going to take it, bring it down to 7. Goblin Soldier will attack, bring her down to 6. Tigra's not going to defend. I'm going to save her just in case. Just in case. All right. Now the all-important encounter card. The all-important encounter card. Wicked Ambitions. Discard X cards from the encounter deck where X is equal to double the villain's stage number. Each time a goblin minion is discarded this way, choose to either take 3 damage or put that minion into play engaged with you. Okay. So discard X cards from the encounter deck. So his stage is 2, so that means 4. So where X is equal to double the villain's stage number. Each time a goblin minion is discarded this way, choose to either take 3 damage or put that minion into play engaged with you. Okay, so I can either take 3 damage or I can put a minion into play. So there are 4 cards. First one, Intimidation, no. Card number 2, Goblin Soldier. I'll put it in there. Card number 3, Pumpkin Bombs. And card number 4, as long as this is not a Goblin Thrall, I have them. And guess what? It's a Goblin Thrall. But I'm going to take the 3 damage. She's down to 3. And I'm going to take the 3 damage. And Green Goblin is going away. So, because these are not guard cards. The Goblin Soldier, the monster, and the 2 Goblin Soldiers, these cards here are meaningless. I can go right for him. So, Avengers Mansion. So it's her turn now. Avengers Mansion. Draw a card. Getting the Gamma Slam. That's what we wanted. Focus Rage. We'll take 1 damage and draw a card anyway. Bring her down to 2. Legal Practice. And let's see here. Tigra. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So Tigra is going to attack for 2 because she wants to get into the fun. So I'll take her out. Tigra attacks for 2, doing 2 damage to him. And let's see. And we could do this so much, but she's so pissed off that we're going to play Strength, Legal Practice, and another Legal Practice to play the popular Gamma Slam. Deal X damage to an enemy to a maximum of 15. X is the amount of damage you have sustained. Well, she is 15, and she only has 2 hit points left. So she does 13 points of damage and pretty much takes Green Goblin, picks him up, and throws him wherever city he was in. Green Goblin wound up in the next city, picked him up, and went boom. And Green Goblin, if he was in New York, Green Goblin just woke up in New Jersey. And that is a victory for the She-Hulk. Still had the 1-2 punch, so I could have attacked for 3 or whatever. Still had the 1-2 punch. And had the Superhuman Law Division. Not bad for getting a Shadows of the Past card early. Not bad for getting a Shadows of the Past card early, but that is a victory for the She-Hulk. And the Green Goblin is out, and the Green Goblin scenario pack is defeated. There you go, ID Jester. So She-Hulk gets the win, beats the Green Goblin, and yeah, 13 points of damage. Yeah, I didn't have to use that, but when I got it, I said, yeah, that's what you do when you have She-Hulk. That's how you finish off an opponent. I like what it says here. You mess with the wrong woman. Come on, you could have said you mess with the wrong bitch. That would have been better if it was that. You mess with the wrong biatch. So She-Hulk pretty much takes Green Goblin, and like I said, if he was fighting her in New York, she threw him into New Jersey, and he probably doesn't even know what hit him. So Green Goblin stage 2 goes down. That is a victory for the She-Hulk. The next Marvel Champions. How big of a rabbit hole is this game? If you are a fan of Marvel, this is a very big rabbit hole. And I have all the expansions and I have all the heroes. There's not one expansion I do not have. So the next one I'm going to do, we move on to the other scenario pack. A lot of people don't like it, but I think it's a lot of fun. The next Marvel Champions I'm going to do is the Wrecking Crew. And that's going to be Captain America, who will take care of them. So we finally get out of the core box heroes and now move into the Wave 1 heroes. So Captain America, I believe Captain America is next. I think it's Captain America's next. Let me see here. Hold on. I think he's next. Is it Captain America or is it Thor? Let's see here. Let's see. Check real quick. I have everything all situated. Let's see here. Before we move into the Rise of the Red Skull, which is the first new box expansion. So yes, Captain America. So the next 6 heroes will be Captain America, Ms. Marvel, Thor, Black Widow, Doctor Strange, and Hulk. Will be the next few heroes before we move into the Rise of Red Skull, and we start dealing with those guys. So Captain America is next. Is the core game sufficient to start? Yes, it is. It is. You can buy the core game, Brian, and it's very sufficient. You can play. The core game comes with 5 heroes. Comes with She-Hulk, Iron Man, Spider-Man, which Spider-Man is. Spider-Man, there are so many heroes in Marvel Champions right now. I still say Spider-Man may really be the best one, although my favorite is Captain America. But Spider-Man, you also get Black Panther, and you get Captain Marvel. So yes, you can just buy one core set, and you can go ahead and play solo or two-handed against any of the villains in the game. I do recommend, but ID Jester is right. You are going to need an add-on packs. You're going to need some of the other heroes to get some more cards, because I used the starter deck. This is the starter deck that is built in for She-Hulk in Marvel Champions. I'm a deck builder. I could have put together a deck that would have beaten Green Goblin probably in 3 or 4 turns. Okay, because there are aggression cards that are a lot stronger than these. But I like the starter decks because they're challenging. They're challenging. So, but yes, you can get, you can get one core set. If you really want to get into this, Brian, price similar to War Games and Sports Sims, yeah, I would say so. The core set, I think, is like $50. Each hero pack is like 20. And of course, you don't have to get every hero. But here's the one thing a lot of people don't understand. If you do play this game, you're going to want to get every hero. And the reason why is, besides the massive variety you would have, okay, because the only 3 villains you get in the core set is Rhino, Claw, who's still a pain in the ass, even though there have been so many villains after him. Claw is still a huge pain in the butt. All right, and Ultron. But the thing about it is that you're going to want to go ahead and get the heroes, because the heroes come with extra cards for the aspects. Okay, so aggression, justice, protection, leadership. Okay, you're gonna want those cards because you're gonna need all those cards because those you could. I mean, you could. I think I'll tell you, Brian. I'll tell you this right now. Pick up maybe a copy of just the core set. Just get. It's still available. All right, get just a copy of the core set and see if it's for you. And that's it. Don't get anything else. Just buy one core set. And if you really like it, you may want to purchase another core set. And the reason why, you get extra cards and you can play four-handed, okay, if you want. But right now, Brian, you're just thinking about this. Just buy one core set. Just one. Just buy the core set. And see if you and play maybe a game of Spider-Man versus Rhino. Learn the rules, okay? And see if you like it, okay? ID Jester, believe it or not, Fantasy Flight Games, but you can get copies of this from Amazon. All right, Amazon sells all this. It's Fantasy Flight Games does Marvel Champions. I gotta hand it to you. I gotta hand it to Kirk at ID Jester, though. I gotta hand it to Kirk because he's gonna get kudos. Because if it was David Baseball Demos who got me into Inside Pitch, it was Kirk who got me into Marvel Champions because I was watching Kirk, all right, play Marvel Champions, and it looked like it was a lot of fun. And this was during the pandemic year. Okay, this was 2020 when he was playing it, and I wasn't really able to do anything. And I was thinking maybe getting a card game. I also have Arkham Horror, the card game, and Lord of the Rings. I have all the expansions to that as well. I have Arkham Horror and Lord of the Rings. They're in storage. I do sometimes play that. I would like to get that to the table sometime soon as well. Arkham Horror is great, but it's tough. But it was Kirk that really got me into this is solitaire. It's designed for it. You can play one-handed. It's solitaire. It's designed to be played solitaire, or you can play with somebody else. It's solitaire co-op. You do not have to have two players. It is completely 100% solitaire, specifically designed for solitaire. Arkham Horror is, and so is Lord of the Rings as well. Completely designed for solitaire. And right now, even though Arkham Horror is considered Fantasy Flight's maybe their number one flagship, I think Marvel Champions is actually the better game. Marvel Champions is no randomness. It's all in the cards. Arkham Horror, there is some randomness in Arkham Horror. And, there is some randomness in Arkham Horror. And Lord of the Rings can be a little bit, not clunky, but a little bit, it's also a tough game too. I think Marvel Champions is is a lot easier to play. And if the game is too hard for you, you can actually remove some of the modules. You can make the game as hard or as easy as you want. Like the Green Goblin, which is in the Green Goblin scenario pack. If you just want to take out just the first one, because that's skirmish mode, you can do that. If you think the game is too hard with the standard module in there, you can take it out and not use it. All right. You can make the game as easy or as hard as you want. You can make the game at nightmare level if you want, which I tried doing that and that did not last. So, I prefer standard. I have played expert a couple of times, and there's also there's rookie level, there's standard 2, there's expert 2. There's so many ways to play it, Brian. I'm just going to state, if you're really thinking about this, don't go all out. Just get a copy of the core set. And if you don't like it, well, then you just got that. You can throw it on your shelf, and that's it. Just get the main core set. It's still available. It's available, and just go with that. And with that core set, you'll get Spider-Man, Captain Marvel, Iron Man, Black Panther, and She-Hulk, who I just played. And the enemies you get is Rhino, Claw, and Ultron. And each game is different. It's not the same game. It's always different. And it never plays the same twice. This actually, I beat Green Goblin right now in this one. And I'll be honest with you, this was easier than the last game I played. I can't believe this is actually easier. Even though I drew a card that brought out She-Hulk's nemesis, all right, this was actually easier. I had no problem beating him here on this time. So the starter decks are good enough where you should be able to defeat any enemies in the core set. But moving on, you're going to want to do deck building. But you don't have to do the starter decks. Like I said, you can build your own. You can build. I do recommend the starter decks, and the first hero I recommend playing, Brian, is Spider-Man. Play Spider-Man versus Rhino. Spider-Man uses the justice aspect, okay, and it is he is actually very easy to play. Plus, Spider-Man has the best support card in the entire game, and that is Aunt May. So, like I said, Brian, if you want to give it a try, just pick up a copy of the core set. That's all you should get. Don't get anything else. Don't spend hundreds, okay? Because it's taken me 4 years to build up this one here. But, just because I'm a big-time Marvel fan. All right. So, like I said, Brian, if you really think about it, just buy a copy of the core set. It's on Amazon. Buy a copy of that and just get that and try it out and see if you like it. I do recommend sleeving. I use Dragon Shield for all my cards. I do recommend sleeving because you're going to shuffle these cards a lot. You're going to shuffle these cards a lot, all right? And you're going to want to protect them. And these sleeves are the best. And in my opinion, Dragon Shield is the best sleeves you can get. They can take punishment. So research it, Brian. And if you like it, just pick up a copy of the core set. I don't think like I said, just the core set. And if you really like it, you're going to want to get more. But if you don't, then all you did was spend $45. Anyway, that's it for me. Next battle for Marvel Champions, maybe I'll do it Saturday, will be Captain America versus the Wrecking Crew. So 1 versus 4. That's always interesting. And I think it's going to be the first time I'm using Captain America against them. So we'll see. Anyway, please leave a like on your way out of the movie theater. Subscribe if you're not done so, and make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. Oh, and thank you, Brian Patterson, ID Jester, Philip Reynolds, Scooney 007, and Jeremy Brooks. I'll see you guys next time. It's the She-Hulk knocking the Green Goblin into next week. Catch you next time.